I want to talk about this Damina, Pastor Damina, Abel Damina. Then God told me, I have been seeing his preaching. God told me that he was not preaching. The preaching that is teaching the congregation, it is not from God. It is not what? From God. And God told me, if it is not careful, he's going to have stroke. Damina is going to have stroke, not only stroke. The Lord said he's going to disgrace him.
God say drank tea with God. When you read the Bible, God says, if I were hungry, I will not ask you, what food do you have? I don't eat human food. My son, give me your heart. He said, if I wanted a house to live, I won't live in your house. The cattle upon 1,000 hills belongs to me. I own all. I don't need any of these things. You need them, I don't need them. What I need is your heart. I forgot to ask what brand of tea it was. So we can all start drinking that brand. Peradventure, God may join us to drink. It's time for us to expose all these lies and free people from religious manipulation and bring them into Christ's emancipation. Our loyalty is to Christ too.
Ó fẹ́ máa fi àwọn ènìyàn òjíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run tọ́lọ́run ti ń lò, ó fẹ́ máa fi dìde. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ sọ pé ó máa kàn nábùkù. And God is going to give him stroke. Ẹ lọ kọ́lẹ̀, ohun tí mo bá sọ tí ò bá wá sí ìmúṣẹ, á jẹ́ pé Ọlọ́run kọ́ ló rán mi. God has sent me. If Damina does not change, Pastor Damina, Ọlọ́run sọ pé ó máa fún ní stroke. Ó kàn máa ṣubú ni.
I was in Ilorin years ago. We were having breakfast. And we have a pot in which we made tea. I think, if I remember correctly, there are 5 cups in that pot. My wife and I, usually is the one who will finish his first 2 cups, who will get the final one. So I took 1 cup, she took 1. I took 1, she took 1. And I picked the pot to take the 3rd one. And the pot was empty. I looked at her. I couldn't remember when she took the 3rd one.
Káwá sọ pé ènìyàn sọ bóun òun wípé Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè bóun wípé òun rí pé ó ń bóun mu tíì, ó lè ṣẹlẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ti bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ rí ní ìgbà tí mo wà ní age of 21 years. Ọlọ́run mú mi rìnrìn àjò. Mo rí Ọlọ́run lójúkorojú pé ó bá mi rìnrìn àjò níbi tó mú mi lọ.
I've told you that many times in this church. There's only one person who died, and that's the only person who are loyalty to. And will only honor men who honor him. I teach good here.
Pastor Damina, it is not from God. It is not preaching from God. God does not know this man. God have told me since. He was just teaching. Ẹ̀kọ́ òdì ló ń kọ́ àwọn ènìyàn nínú Bíbélì. If you are from God, you will teach the people from love. Nínú ìfẹ́ ló yẹ kó sì máa kọ́ àwọn ènìyàn. Kò jẹ́ kó máa sọ orí àgbà méjì, kó máa sọ wọ́n kọra wọn. Pastor Damina, go and warn yourself. Warn yourself, because the anger of God is near.
What happened to my tea? And I heard the voice of the Lord. You don't have to believe me, all right? Loud and clear. I said, son, when you prayed, you invited me to join you. Some of you don't know why I call him Daddy. We have a relationship that is difficult to describe.
Mi ò fẹ́ mention orúkọ G.O. kankan. Mo rí ẹnìkan tó sọ nípa Dàda Adeboye tó sọ pé Dàda Adeboye ní ọ̀pá kan, ọ̀pá yẹn ló fi ń ṣògùn. Ẹni náà wọ́n rán níṣẹ́ ni, ní ìsìnkú pariwo mọ́, ó ti gbẹ́nu ẹ̀ dákẹ́, kó tún máa pariwo. But all these fake prophets, all these fake pastors, that they don't identify God, they ought to be following the people that they are hearing God. Wọ́n fẹ́ máa gbé àwọn tó ń gbọ́ ohùn Olúwa ṣubú, àwọn wòlíì èké, àwọn pásítọ̀ èké, àwọn pásítọ̀ tó yẹ pé ìwé ni wọ́n gbé ságbárí, they are professor. Wọ́n fẹ́ máa gbé àwọn òjíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run, àwọn àgbà òjíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run, àwọn ènìyàn tó ti wà nínú ẹ̀mí, wọ́n fẹ́ máa gbé wọn ṣubú. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí a ti palápa sáyé, ọ̀run kó tú yín sílẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń béèrè fún fruit of the womb, ọ̀run kó fún yín. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣe àìsàn, ẹ̀mí mímọ́ kó wò yín sàn. Gbogbo àwọn tó wà nínú ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n, ẹ̀mí mímọ́ kó tú yín sílẹ̀. Gbogbo àwọn tó wà nínú àhámọ́, ayérayé kó tú yín sílẹ̀. Nípa agbára tó ń bẹ nínú ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù, agbára ọ̀rọ̀. And what I'm going to say before I use Yorubas, he said many are called, but few are chosen. He said, but Antichrist has gone into the world. They are deceiving people. Antichrist, wolf, they are among all these pastors, all these prophets. They are not of God. They are preaching about themselves. They are not preaching about the gospel of Christ. Don't you understand when Bible was referring to fake prophet, all this antichrist that is coming? In the book of Matthew chapter 7, starting from verse 21, I think, 21, 22, 23. Let us start from verse 12, Matthew 7, verse 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. He was talking about fake prophet, that they will be saying that they are God. They will be preaching concerning themselves. They are antichrist. They are antichrist. Look at the preaching of Jesus. The preaching of Jesus is love and comfort and healings. Healings, love and peace. So we don't see those things, we don't see it in the church. For we to see those things in the church, we are talking about tithes. We are talking about giving. We are doing program upon program. As many the program we do, as many a program we have in the nation, in family. Look at divorce everywhere. Look at divorce in our nation. Look at divorce in every country. When you look at divorce, you will notice that it's a Christian that is doing most things most. Those things that is happening is Christian that do it most. Christian, they don't even fear God anymore. When we talk about Muslims saying that you can marry as many. You can marry as many simply means Muslim does not say you should not marry as many. But Christian will say one. But Christians are still doing fornication. How they are still going after somebody's woman. They are still taking somebody's woman going to an hotel. Those things as the angle of God concerning the nation Nigeria. And the church, what we are teaching in the church, I don't think that is what we're supposed to be teaching. The right teaching, we don't teach about the coming of Jesus. We don't talk about marriage. We don't talk about the fear of God. We don't talk about the love of God. And we don't talk about how to continue to have relationship with God. We are just teaching the doctrine that does not written in the Bible. That is what we are doing in this time. And this is a perilous time. I want to talk about this Damina, Pastor Damina, Abel Damina. Then God told me, I have been seeing his preaching. God told me that he was not preaching. The preaching that is teaching the congregation, it is not from God. it is not what? From God. And God told me, if it is not careful, he's going to have stroke. Damina is going to have stroke, not only stroke. The Lord said he's going to disgrace him. When you look at the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 1 to 3, when God was talking to Habakkuk, Habakkuk himself want to see God speaking. He want to confirm the voice of God. And Habakkuk later heard the voice of God where he was lying down. And God told Habakkuk, he said, Habakkuk, write this vision, make it plain, and tarry with it. It will surely come to pass. Can we say it's not the voice of God? That is the voice of God, not a voice of angel. In that Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 1 to 3, I read my Bible. When God was speaking with Habakkuk, it was a change word with Habakkuk. Not only Habakkuk. And God speak to Noah. Noah find favor in the presence of God. And God himself spoke to Abraham. And God spoke to Elijah. These are the prophet of God. God talked to one-on-one. They seek God and they encounter God present. But this Damina, he was teaching people. The teaching that he's teaching, it was not from God. Kò ṣe ti Ọlọ́run. Ṣebí Pastor Damina tó wà ní Port Harcourt. I know the man. I know the man very well. Ìpè àti ohun tó fi ṣiṣẹ́ agbárí náà lòun náà lò. Nítorí pé kò tí ì débi gíga ni, kò tí ì ní congregation tó pọ̀. Ẹ̀kọ́ òdì ló ń kọ́ gbogbo àwọn ènìyàn. First, a fake teaching. A fake teaching that he want to gather people to himself. The way other people are doing. Sweet mouth. Sweet teaching. If somebody was talking that I drink tea with God, God drink tea with me. We are talking about the spirit, the spiritual realm that nobody can see. Physical realm, you can see me drinking tea. You can see a father collecting tea from his son. But when we talk about spiritual thing, you can just see God's hand. God's hand can lay a hand on you. God's hand can hold your hand, and he will be taking you to the right path. The God's hand can take you to a new direction. A new direction you hope for. God's hand. Kí ló tún sọ pé ọwọ́ Olúwa ṣiṣẹ́ agbéga, ọwọ́ Olúwa ṣiṣẹ́ agbára. The God's hand do power and wonder and marvelous. What about the voice of God in the book of Psalm 29? He said the voice of God is so powerful. The voice of God is majesty. The voice of God is, is broken the bars of the Lebanon. The voice of God is running from the water, from the sea. So the voice of God is so powerful. Ohùn Olúwa. Káwá sọ pé ènìyàn sọ pé òun wípé Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè bóun wípé òun rí pé ó ń bóun mu tíì, ó lè ṣẹlẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ti bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ rí ní ìgbà tí mo wà ní age of 21 years. Ọlọ́run mú mi rìnrìn àjò. Mo rí Ọlọ́run lójúkorojú pé ó bá mi rìnrìn àjò níbi tó mú mi lọ. Mo rí ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn. Mo dẹ̀ rí pé mo di máìkì mú. Ibẹ̀ ni mo ti gbà pé Ọlọ́run pè mí. Ìgbà tí bàbá mi máa sọ pé Ọlọ́run pè mí, God called you. I don't believe that God called me. I don't want to do the will of God. And I don't want to serve God. But I just noticed that my father said God called me. Immediately that I hear that God called me from Celestia, I don't want to hearken and obey the voice of God until I pray and God took me physical to the greater place which I never knew. When we look at the book of Jeremiah chapter 33 verse 3, what does it say? He said, call unto me, I will answer thee, I will show you great and mighty. Also we képe mi, èmi ó sì dá ẹ lóhùn, èmi ó sì fi àwọn ribiribi àwọn tuntun tí wọn kò mọ̀ àti tí wọn kò rí, èmi ó sì fi hàn. Tọ́lọ́ bá sọ pé ká képe òun máa fi nǹkan tuntun hàn wá. Kí l'Ọlọ́run ò lè ṣe? Kí l'Ọlọ́run ò ṣe kí ni? Kí l'Ọlọ́run ò lè ṣe? Oníṣẹ́ ara ni, kò sẹ́ni tọ́lọ́run ò lè fi ara ẹ̀ hàn. Ọlọ́run kò sí. Enoch walked before the Lord. Enoch was took. Who know the whereabouts of Enoch? Who know the whereabouts of Enoch? Who know the whereabouts of Jesus? Who know the whereabouts of Elijah? Elijah? Who can talk about those people? All these people are the people that they walk with God with spirit, and they encounter the voice of God, and God knows them, and God identified them. But all these fake prophets, all these fake pastors, that they don't identify God, they ought to be following the people that they are hearing God. Wọ́n fẹ́ máa gbé àwọn tó ń gbọ́ ohùn Olúwa ṣubú, àwọn wòlíì èké, àwọn pásítọ̀ èké, àwọn pásítọ̀ tó yẹ pé ìwé ni wọ́n gbé ságbárí, they are professor. Wọ́n fẹ́ máa gbé àwọn òjíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run, àwọn àgbà òjíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run, àwọn ènìyàn tó ti wà nínú ẹ̀mí, wọ́n fẹ́ máa gbé wọn ṣubú. Mo sọ ní ẹ̀kan sí, bóyá òun lè máa fi ṣe tọ́pìkì program yìí. Pst Damina, it is not from God. It is not preaching from God. God does not know this man. God have told me since. He was just teaching. Ẹ̀kọ́ òdì ló ń kọ́ àwọn ènìyàn nínú Bíbélì. Owó ṣe má máa gbowó. Ṣé o máa sọ pé nínú ìjọ tó ń wá ìwọ̀n kí gba offering àbí kò kí gba tithe, àbí tó bá fún ní gift bí mọ́tò, àbí tó bá fún ní bí owó bí 10 million kó má gbà? Báwo ló ṣe ra chair sínú ìjọ? Báwo ló ṣe ra fáànù sínú ìjọ? Àwọn suit tó wọ̀, how did you get it? Those things are fake lecture and fake teaching. If you are from God, you will teach the people from love. Nínú ìfẹ́ ló yẹ kó sì máa kọ́ àwọn ènìyàn. Kò jẹ́ kó máa sọ orí àgbà méjì, kó máa sọ wọ́n kọra wọn. Pst Damina, go and warn yourself. Warn yourself, because the anger of God is near. Ó ń forí àgbà méjì gbára wọn. Ó fẹ́ máa fi àwọn ènìyàn òjíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run tọ́lọ́run ti ń lò, ó fẹ́ máa fi dìde. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ sọ pé ó máa kàn nábùkù, and God is going to give him stroke. Ẹ lọ kọ́lẹ̀, ohun tí mo bá sọ tí ò bá wá sí ìmúṣẹ, á jẹ́ pé Ọlọ́run kọ́ ló rán mi. God has sent me. If Damina does not change, Pst Damina, Ọlọ́run sọ pé ó máa fún ní stroke. Ó kò máa ṣubú ni. You should go and write it down. I'm a Prophet Sam Omodele. You should watch me and you should hear what the Lord said to me. Gbogbo nǹkan tó sọ, it is not in the Bible. It was not teaching people. Example, his teaching does not stay in the love of God. His teaching does not go in spirit. His teaching does not match with the Bible. He always bringing some geo to teach his congregation. If he does not take a mistake, or he will take a word from other pastor, from other minister of God to teach his congregation, that is not good. That is not the love of God. The love of God is stand for those who are not condemned. Jesus, the ministry of Jesus does not come to condemn. He came to give us comfort, truth, and salvation. Christian needs to come together with unity. Christian must be in unity. If Christian does not come with unity, listen to me, the Christian all over the world, they will not understand themselves. Because we need to understand ourselves. That is why we have Khan. What is the work of Khan? I don't even hear about CAN anymore. The work of CAN is that to bring people together and those ministries can have peace. That is the work of CAN. Mi ò rí iṣẹ́ CAN mọ́. CAN ò ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́. Abẹ̀ sí gbé ogun tira wa. Tó bá yí pé báwọn Muslim ṣe nìyẹn. Ṣé wọ́n máa wà nínú ìṣọ̀kan? Wọ́n máa gbé ní àwọn Muslim. Ẹ lè sọ̀rọ̀ sí Allah. Ẹ lè sọ̀rọ̀ sí ànábì wọn. Wọ́n máa gbé yòyè lọ sí kóòtù ni. Christian tá bá bú Jésù. Àwọn náà tún máa farapọ̀. Wọ́n máa parapọ̀ bá wọn bú Jésù náà ni. Tí a bá bú Daddy G.O. kan, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ pastor ní social media ló máa contribute láti máa bú G.O. yẹn. Mi ò fẹ́ mention orúkọ G.O. kankan. Mo rí ẹnìkan tó sọ nípa Dàdà Adébóyè tó sọ pé Dàdà Adébóyè ní ọ̀pá kan, ọ̀pá yẹn ló fi ń ṣògùn. Ẹni náà wọ́n rán níṣẹ́ ni ní ìsìnkò pariwo mọ́, ó ti gbẹ́nu ẹ̀ dákẹ́ kó tún máa pariwo. I am sorry to say this. If I am Daddy G.O. Oyedepo, Daddy Adeboye, if I am Daddy Adeboye, I will not answer the man. Nothing concern me. Whatever they may say, they should continue saying it. If it is true, I am in the sight of God. I am the right of God. I will never listen to anyone. Because Daddy Adeboye want to be clean, he want to be free, and he want to just say that people has been pushing him from social media. That is the reason why he come out to talk. So if to say it is me, I will not see anything. I will continue doing my work. I will continue doing my work. Because let me read a Bible for you, a Bible verse. Ezekiel chapter 18. Ezekiel chapter 18 verse 20. He says, "So who sin shall die." He says, "Son will not bear, will not take the cross of the guilty of his father. Neither the father will take the guilty of his son. But the righteous of the righteous will be upon himself. But the wickedness of the wickedness upon the wickedness will be upon himself." That is Ezekiel chapter 20, Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 20. He says, "So who sin shall die, but the righteousness of the righteous will be upon himself, but the wickedness upon the wickedness will be upon himself." So olódodo a ó gbà, aláìṣòdodo wọ́n ó sì ṣègbé. Ohun tí mo fẹ́ sọ tí mi ò fẹ́ sọ ní èdè Yorùbá, mo fẹ́ sọ ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì, èdè Yorùbá, ni wípé kí a padà sí ọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run, kí a bẹ̀rù, kí a wárìrì, kí a bèrè fún àánú, kí a dẹ̀ bèrè fún ìdáríjì, kí gbogbo wa ká padà sínú ìpè tí àárọ̀, kí a lè rójú rere Ọlọ́run, kí a fi ohun ayé asán sílẹ̀, ayé tí ò ṣàkólọ, tí ò sí kankan tó máa padà wá. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tí ó bá gbọ́ kí wọ́n gbọ́, òun ni ìwé Revelation sọ. Ìgbà tí mo kà nínú ìwé Revelation chapter 11 verse 3. Revelation chapter 3 verse 11. Ó sọ pé di ohun tí wọ́n gbàgbọ́ dì mú ṣinṣin, kẹ́nikẹ́ni má ṣe gbà ní ọwọ́ rẹ̀. He said, "Hold fast what you believe. Let no man take your crown." Ohun tó bá gbàgbọ́ nínú Kristi, tó bá jẹ́ kí àwọn ẹlẹ́tàn, òjíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run, àwọn pásítọ̀ tẹni wọ́n dùn, àwọn àfáà èké, kí wọ́n gba ohun tó ti gbà lọ́wọ́ rẹ, olùgbàlà Jésù olùgbàlà tó ti gbà, tó bá jẹ́ kó gbà lọ́wọ́ rẹ, wàá sunkún láyé yìí, wàá tún sunkún lọ́run. Torí ọkọ̀ kẹyìn tó ń bọ̀ yìí, Jerusalem tuntun tó ń bọ̀ yìí, ó wà fáwọn àyànfẹ́, àwọn tí wọ́n wà nínú Kristi, àwọn lọ́rọ̀ tí wọ́n fi ọ̀rọ̀ wọn bu owó fún iṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run, àwọn fún àwọn aláìní àti opó àti gbogbo àwọn tí ebi ń pa, àwọn yẹn ni wọ́n rí ìjọba ọ̀run. Kì í ṣe àwọn lọ́rọ̀ tí wọ́n ti sọ ọ̀rọ̀ wọn dá Ọlọ́run tí wọ́n wá wá ìjọba ọ̀run, wọn kò lè rí nítorí pé wọ́n ti jọrọ̀ láyé yìí, wọn kò lè jẹ ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Ohun tí wọ́n sọ tí mo gbọ́ kó tó di pé a mú mi wá sí ojú òmáwòrán yìí, ohun tí màá sọ ni wípé ohun Ọlọ́run sí gbogbo àgbáyé òun ni pé kí gbogbo ká lọ bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún àánú àti ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run kí a padà kúrò nínú ẹ̀ṣẹ̀. Ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá fẹ́ gba Jésù sọ báyìí tẹ̀lé mi: Jésù Kristi olùgbàlà, mo jẹ́wọ́ rẹ ní Olúwa àti olùgbàlà mi. Sọ pé Jésù Kristi olùgbàlà, ṣàánú fún ọkàn mi, dárí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mi jì mí, kọ orúkọ mi sínú ìwé ìyè. Mo gbàdúrà fún ìwọ tó lè sọ̀rọ̀ yìí láti òní lọ, kí Jésù olùgbàlà kó wọlé rẹ wá, kí ayọ̀ gbàlà Jésù kó wọlé rẹ wá. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí a ti palápa sáyé, ọ̀run kó tú yín sílẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń béèrè fún fruit of the womb, ọ̀run kó fún yín. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣe àìsàn, ẹ̀mí mímọ́ kó wò yín sàn. Gbogbo àwọn tó wà nínú ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n, ẹ̀mí mímọ́ kó tú yín sílẹ̀. Gbogbo àwọn tó wà nínú àhámọ́, ayérayé kó tú yín sílẹ̀ nípa agbára tó bẹnu ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù. Agbára ọ̀rọ̀ Bíbélì sọ nínú ìwé John chapter 1 verse 1, ó sọ pé láti tìkan ṣe ni ọ̀rọ̀ wà, ọ̀rọ̀ wà pẹ̀lú Ọlọ́run, Ọlọ́run ni ọ̀rọ̀ náà. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run kó tú gbogbo yín sílẹ̀ ní èyí tó jẹ́ wípé a sọ̀rọ̀ àṣẹ jáde, tí ohun Ọlọ́run jáde látẹnu mi, tí mo tún padà sórí afẹ́fẹ́. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tá ti dè nínú ìgbèkùn, ó yẹ gba ìtúsílẹ̀ láti òní lọ. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run ó sọ pé iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ mi pàṣẹ, mo pàṣẹ lónìí lórúkọ ti Jésù. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run láti ẹnu mi, mo tẹnu mi bọnú ẹ̀jẹ̀ ọ̀dọ́-àgùntàn. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run kó tú ilé yín sílẹ̀, ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run kó tú ìgbéyàwó yín sílẹ̀, ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run kó tú yín sílẹ̀ kúrò nínú ìgbèkùn. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí a ti gbé yín sínú ìgbèkùn, tá a ti gbé ìgbéyàwó yín sínú ìgbèkùn, lórúkọ Bàbá, Ọmọ, Ẹ̀mí mímọ́, ó yẹ lọ gba ìtúsílẹ̀. Lórúkọ Jésù ẹ lọ gba ìtúsílẹ̀. Nípa agbára ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù ẹ lọ gba ìtúsílẹ̀. Ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run ó yá kó tú yín sílẹ̀. Ohùn Ọlọ́run ó yá kó tú yín sílẹ̀. Mo pa á ní àṣẹ pẹ̀lú agbára àti àjíǹde Jésù lónìí, ó yẹ lọ gba ìtúsílẹ̀. Kẹ́ lọ rí àánú, ògo ni fọ́lọ́run lókè ọ̀run. A ó jọ dé ìjọba ọ̀run. Jésù Olúwa wa. Àmín, àmín, àmín lórúkọ Jésù. Fire settle. A dẹ̀ tún ní program tá a fẹ́ ṣe ní April 28, a pè ní Amazing Voice, Amazing Voice of God, Amazing Voice, ohùn tuntun Olúwa, Amazing Voice. Mo fẹ́ fi hàn wá, ó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà. Amazing Voice, ohùn tuntun Ọlọ́run is coming on the way. Attend to this program. It's happened in Lagos, Dove, Jankara, Lagos. When you come, you shall be blessed. No money, we are not calling about money. It is to come and see the voice of God. Live, you are blessed in Jesus' name. God bless you and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.